Guaranteed basic income. Will it replace other monthly benefits like Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB benefits? All of the details to be discussed in this video, so let's get into it right away. But before we do, if you haven't done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it is totally free to do so, and I am back every single day as your voice, doing anything we possibly can to keep you updated, answer your questions, and ultimately reach out to Congress in any way that we possibly can to reiterate that all of these beneficiaries and low-income individuals need additional stimulus and permanent raises to benefits like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, and RRB. Thank you, I truly appreciate it, and the more people we have here in this community, the greater the impact and influence that we have going forward, especially as we make these calls for additional support. So thank you, I truly appreciate it, and welcome to the community. Let's get right into this. So if you've been watching my videos for any length of time now, you know that lately we've been talking a lot about guaranteed basic income. This is actually something we need to watch very, very closely going forward because it is gaining a ton of popularity lately. In fact, we are seeing these pilot programs for UBI and GBI, guaranteed basic income, popping up literally all over the country right now. It is gaining so much popularity and so much momentum. It is only a matter of time until we see these programs on a much, much larger scale. That's why we need to continue watching these things so closely. However, one of the main questions we continue to get is, will GBI or UBI replace monthly benefits like what I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video? Social Security, you know the list, right? All right, so that's what we want to talk about in this video. However, before we get into answering that question, let's briefly run through so we can better understand what exactly is GBI. Now again, we've talked about this a lot lately, but let me hit on this really quickly in case we have new people or just so we can better understand what the program actually is, because it's kind of confusing, right? GBI, guaranteed basic income, it's a fancy name, but what does it really mean? So here's what it is. Basically an allocation of money. So whatever they decide, whoever it is, the federal government, a state, a county, a city, some locality, whoever decides what this is. Basically what they do is they allocate a specific amount of money. So in the case of California, they've allocated $35 million. So they take a certain amount of money and they determine a group of people, or basically everybody, if it were more like a UBI program, Universal Basic Income, and they define this specific group of people and they say, we're going to take this, X dollars, whatever it happens to be, and we're going to distribute it to this specific group of people for a specified period of time. Many times it's anywhere between 1 or 2 years, sometimes even up to 5 years that these programs run for. A lot of times the payments range anywhere between $500 and $1,000. But again, it totally depends on where this program is actually being implemented. In fact, right now, there's a program over on the East Coast right now that is paying $1,250 per month per person. Not bad, right? That is much, much larger than most people receive from their monthly benefits on a monthly basis. So most of the programs do range about $500, but there are some that do actually extend up to $1,000 per month per beneficiary. All right, so now that we have a better idea of this, will it actually impact monthly benefits, like all the beneficiaries that I mentioned earlier in the video? Would it actually replace benefits? This is a common concern that I continue to see in the comments section on a regular basis. Many people are reaching out saying, I depend on my Social Security benefits. This is my only income. I really depend on my SSI benefits. This is my only income. If this program actually is implemented on a nationwide level, is this going to replace my benefits? So the simple answer would be no. No, it would not, okay? So a GBI, a guaranteed basic income program, in general would run side by side as one of these other programs that you may be drawing from right now. Maybe you're getting disability benefits from SSDI, or maybe you're getting SSI benefits, or maybe it's VA benefits. No, in fact, this a GBI program or a guaranteed basic income program would not replace those benefits. In fact, it would be on top of those benefits. So yeah, that's why one of these programs would be so great right now. Here's the thing. For Congress to implement a guaranteed basic income or in some cases, a universal basic income. Again, they're very, very similar programs, but they kind of like their reach as far as who they actually extend out to is a little bit different. But for the most part, the two programs are very similar. If Congress just so wanted to implement a UBI or GBI program, it would actually be very, very easy for them to do. It would literally just be a matter of writing up the legislation, writing it up in its formal legislation, formal text, and basically just passing it through saying this group of people, whoever they identify, whatever they say, maybe they allocate it for lower income adults or something, or lower income individuals, maybe under $40,000 or something. I'm just giving you an example. It'd be so easy for them to do. A matter of literally just writing it up, getting it passed, and then boom, it's done. It's implemented. And it would run side by side as all of the other benefits. Here's another really cool thing. I've mentioned this in other videos, but I want to say it again because this is so incredibly important. One of the really cool things about these programs, universal basic income, guaranteed basic income, monthly stimulus checks, monthly stimulus checks is kind of a different topic. It's essentially the same thing, but realistically, I don't think monthly stimulus checks are going to happen just based on everything I'm seeing. I do think there will be another stimulus check, but I don't think we're going to get monthly stimulus checks. But again, we can talk about that in a different video. But here's the thing that's really cool about UBI and GBI. These programs, in general, are not counted as income. It's not taxable income, and it does not offset other resources or other benefits that you may be receiving. In other words, Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, any of these benefits, SNAP benefits, it would not reduce those. It wouldn't reduce anything else like housing vouchers or utility assistance, anything else like that. It would not have any negative impact. So it is literally just a no strings attached payment. That is what these programs are. UBI, GBI, it is literally just a no strings attached payment. You get the money, and that's it. You can do whatever you want with it. There are no restrictions on what you get it for or what you do with it. So that's what's really cool about this. Now, on the other hand, as we continue talking about, and again, I get this is so incredibly important, permanent raises to benefits like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB. Now, we want permanent raises for all these beneficiaries. I get it. This is very, very important. Many people are living significantly below the federal poverty line, right? Well, we continue to push for additional raises to all of these beneficiaries on a permanent basis. But here's the thing with that. Technically, some of these beneficiaries, some of these benefits could actually be included as taxable income in some instances, yes. So here's the thing. Even though the permanent raises would be very, very important, in some instances, it could actually result in taxable income. Well, if you're living on $12,000 a year, you certainly don't want to pay taxes on that, right? I mean, there's no money to pay taxes on, right? And there's literally no money left to be taxed. You get what I'm saying? So, of course, even if it was $12,000, it wouldn't really be taxable in that situation. But that was just my example is, in some instances, these permanent raises could result in potentially paying some taxes. Not fun. Whereas one of these other programs that we just talked about, UBI, GBI, you wouldn't really need to worry about that. So, because they wouldn't be taxable. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a no strings attached. It's like a stimulus check. That's exactly what stimulus checks are. They are an advance on a refundable tax credit. In other words, it's not taxable. The best of all the worlds. Money from the government that is not taxable, and that you can use it for anything that you possibly want. So, I wanted to clear this up because I continue to get comments on a regular basis asking, these programs sound great. UBI, GBI sounds really, really nice. Monthly stimulus checks. It's basically everything that we've been asking for, everything that we've been praying for so long now. But I'm a little bit scared that it may offset my other benefits. Nope. You wouldn't need to worry about it in that case at all. So, as I've said so many other times now, I literally think it's only a matter of time until we get a UBI or a GBI program on a nationwide level. In fact, we already know that one of the representatives in the House, one of the progressives, Ilhan Omar, has already sent out or said that she is going to be introducing a UBI bill or legislation in this Congress. So when that's going to happen, we're not quite sure yet, but she said she's going to do it. So we'll have to see what will actually happen at that point. But this is just another way that we could get additional benefits going forward. Technically, it's not a stimulus check, but it's pretty much the exact same concept as a monthly stimulus check, maybe on just a smaller scale, as in the payment would be a little bit different, extended over a longer period of time, and ultimately, it'd probably have the same impacts as a monthly stimulus check. Not taxable, not included as income, and it would not offset other benefits. Nice. And it wouldn't be counted as resources, right? Remember that provision? The stimulus checks are not counted as resources for 12 months for like SSI beneficiaries. That's the thing with SSI, by the way. There's a lot of reform. Well, okay, it's not happening yet, but there's a lot of talk right now about reforming SSI, which would also lift those resource limits. Because right now, the resource limits for SSI is so small, you basically can't have anything saved, all right? You can't have any cash. I mean, you can have a little bit, but it is not much at all. It's an unfortunate situation. The amount of money that they allow you to have is so minimal that if you had anything come up that was a major expense, it'd be like pretty much wipe out all your savings. Well, that's not very fair, right? It's kind of setting people up to put themselves into a really scary, potentially vulnerable situation. So anyway, we can talk about that more in other videos, but I wanted to clear this up, and I hope that kind of helps you take a sigh of relief with everything going on right now. For the most part, just a side note, Social Security and all these benefits, you earned that. They're not going to take it away from you. No, you've earned those benefits. So here's the thing. I mean, you've worked your whole life, you've contributed, you've earned the benefits. They're not going to take them away from you for the most part, right? So, unless in some instances, again, there's always a but. Unless, of course, you start working or something like that and you're not at your full retirement age, something like that, of course, then they could potentially take your benefits away if you started working and earning over the thresholds. Again, that's a totally different topic that we can talk about in a different video, but I just wanted to say there's always, an if and or but with just about every situation, right? So anyway, hope this helps you out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video. Share this one with your friends, family, social media, so we can continue to keep everybody updated with everything going on lately, with all the confusion and everything going on out there right now. And like I said, the more people we have here in this community, the greater the impact and influence that we have going forward, especially as we continue to call out to Congress to help out low-income individuals, which is literally what we do every single day in these videos right here on this channel. So thanks again for your support. I truly appreciate it. Go back and check out any of the other nearly 1,400 videos right here on the channel. And of course, feel free to share any of them with your friends, family, social media, and make sure to check out the subscribe button right down below the video. Thanks again, everyone. I really appreciate you, and I'll catch you again in the next video.